Good evening to everybody. We want to thank, first of all, Rabbi Eddie and Miriam Fagelberg for sponsoring the shiur, or the shiuret rather, of this week. And it's a very, very happy reason, happy occasion. They've taken on the sponsorship in order to honor the Chatan Torah, Dr. Yitzhak Farnberg Shlita, who is celebrating his 80th birthday. So first of all, Rabbi Eddie, thank you very, very much for sponsoring this video. And number two, a great mazel tov to Dr. Yitzhak, that he got to Gvurot. So I want to tell you, Dr. Yitzhak, this on a personal level. I saw a very interesting pshat in lately, about 4 days ago, of Rav Soloveitchik, that it says, we all know in Pirkei Avot that ben im bigvurot shmonim shana. It says that if a person is, when he gets to his 80th birthday, well, he gets that im bigvurot, that if he is gribor, if he's heroic, if he's strong, then he gets to shmonim. Rav Soloveitchik has got another explanation. He says, if we want that the 80th birthday, the whole period of between 80 and 90, that it should be productive, that it should be good, that we should be able to contribute, that we should be able to learn and grow. We can do that, but what we require is that what we have a certain gvura, we have a certain heroism. So it's a totally different pshat. According to the usual idea, as it's written in Pirkei Avot, im bigvurot shmonim shana, it means that a person normally he's allotted 70 years. In bigvurot, and if he's got strength, then it's 80 years. He's trying to say, Rav Soloveitchik is saying it's different. He's saying is that we can get to 80 if we want that the 80s should be an 80s of fruition. The 80s, not that we just get through day to day. If we take upon these days with gvura, with heroism, then these days are going to be indeed very special. And that's what we wish you, Dr. Yitzhak. I can't help by helping by association to compare, since that we are in the situation, we're in the zemirot of Shemot. And only last week, the Torah tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu appeared on the scene. He was 80 years old. He stood before Pharaoh. So isn't that amazing? It's amazing that the greatest mission of his life, the greatest period of his life, in which he was actually the liberator, obviously, Hashem sending him to do this mission. But Moshe Rabbeinu took on the greatest mission of anybody, to liberate the Jewish people from Egypt and to bring them to Matan Torah. And when did this all start? On his 80th year. So we wish you also, Dr. Yitzhak, and to all your family, to Judith and to everyone, that you should have a fruitful, creative, and wonderful set of 10 years. That's now going into the 9th decade. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give you a lot of siyata d'shmaya. I'm going to do one or two more observations concerning the zemirot. I wanted to do just something a little bit different. There's so much on Parsha Shavua. Of course, there are always limitless insights and chidushim on Parsha Shavua. But as we said last week, because we said that in the Tfilah, we speak about Moshe Rabbeinu, Yismach Moshe b'Matan Chalko, that he convinced Paro that the Jewish people should keep Shabbat. So I thought it would be just nice to speak about part of the rest of Shabbat, part of the Menucha. And the joy of Shabbat is also zemirot that we sing, which we explained last week, the significance, according to Rav Soloveitchik, of singing zemirot. So I just wanted to take one idea from the Zemira of ki eshmara Shabbat El Yishmereni Oti Leomei Ad Beino Ubeni. It's a zemirot that we say on Yom Shabbat, not the night of Shabbat, but the day of Shabbat. And I'm taking the very last stanza, this is a zemirot which was compiled by none other than the great Ibn Ezra, who lived in the 11th century. The great commentator, the Ibn Ezra, Abraham Ibn Ezra. And in the last stanza, he says, Mechel malacha bo sofor lachrit, a person who does a malacha on Shabbat, in the end, he's cut off. And then he says, it's all two rhymes, Alken achabes lo bo libi kaborit. Usually it means, it's translated, and therefore I will cleanse, I will wash my heart, kaborit, with soap. The end of Vetpala el Arvit v'Shachrit, I'll daven to Hashem in the evening and in the morning. Musaf v'gam kimcha hu ya'anenu, Musaf and also mincha, and no doubt Hashem then will answer me. There's a problem in the grammar. It's a linguistic ha'ara, and that is, why does it say the word kaborit? You see, it says, Alkein achabes bo libi kaborit. I will wash my heart, kaborit. Now, the word borit means soap. But then it should have been, instead of the ka, it should have been with a bet. It should have said, Alkein achabes bo libi baborit. I will wash my heart with a soap and not like soap. The ka doesn't really make grammatical soap. I mean, we're not grammatical sense. We're not washing the soap. We're washing our heart with the soap. So I saw a very interesting explanation about one of the Hasidic masters. Actually, his name is also Rabbi Yitzchak. I've forgotten of which dynasty he was, but he says a fascinating thing. He says that Shabbat is like self-cleansing. So that's what this means. It doesn't mean that I will wash with soap. I will wash kaborit like soap. In other words, on Shabbat has got the capacity to cleanse us even without us doing too much effort. It's like a self-cleansing oven. Or because I'm speaking to a doctor, like there's certain organs which are self-generative and self-healing, like the tongue. There's not many ointments, and we become a little bit more technologically advanced, but the tongue is one of those organs in the body which, so to speak, heals itself. And on Shabbat, the greatness of Shabbat is because Hashem has sanctified the Shabbat, because the Shabbat is ma'en olam haba, because on Shabbat we have a nefesh yetera, a neshama yetera, we have an extra soul. So that neshama yetera, with all its ruchaniyut, it helps us to be self-cleansing. And that is reflected in this very subtle change that the Ibn Ezra says. He says that Alkein achabes bo libi kaborit. Just like the soap cleanses, so I will find myself cleansed through the spirituality and through the great holiness and the joy of Shabbat. And a person then with very little effort, all he has to do is, first of all, he stops doing malacha. He goes to shul and he davens in all those ways. He learns a little bit more Torah, and he finds that his neshama, not only his guf, has had a sense of respite on Shabbat, but he feels a total rejuvenation spiritually, that the neshama becomes cleansed. Shabbat shalom lekulam.